Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Coup, Petey Martinic, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the folks out there in the diaspora. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? It's another wonderful day that the Lord has made. Yeah. And we will rejoice and be glad in it. It's Good Morning Grenada programming for today. It's Wednesday, and as you heard me saying repeatedly, it's a historic day in Grenada. Well, some folks would refer to it as a dark day in our history, but whether it's dark or bright, it is part of our history. And I am one of the persons who subscribe to the theory that we need to be teaching ourselves, our children, or recent history, you know. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with telling the folks as to Christopher Columbus and those things, but I think too many of our youth do not know our recent history, you know, and that is evident by some of the comments that are made when questions are asked, the responses that are given by our young folks. Yeah, so I think it's imperative that we teach our youth, our children, our school children, recent history as well. Yeah. And of course, as is customary, we start off with the word of the day. And today the word is rabble. Rabble. And it is spelled R-A-B-B-L-E. It is a noun. Yeah, it's a naming word. Nice. So you're just getting out of bed, right? Well, I'm on my second cup of coffee for the morning. Yeah. Nice. It keeps me energized and awake and alive. Rabble is used to refer to a large group of loud people who could become violent, sometimes like a mob, or usually in the phrase the rabble to refer to the great mass of regular people as contrasted with the elite. Yeah? The word is typically applied in a humorous or exaggerated way to suggest the attitudes of the powerful and wealthy. The angry, it can be used in this way, right? An angry rabble rushed the stage when the band cut their performance short. Or you can say the magazine's apparent aim is to induce envy with peeks into the beautiful homes of celebrities who live far away from the rabble, from the loud noise. Yeah, exclusive. Hey, nice. That was the word for the day. I'm going to give you the thought for the day, and here it is. A good attitude laced with frequent laughter is the key to a happy, healthy, pain-free life. I like that. A good attitude laced with frequent laughter is the key to a happy, healthy, pain-free life. Laughter is the best medicine. Yeah, it's good to laugh. Laugh till your belly cramp. Yeah. I've got some videos that I look at and just kill myself away, man. And there's someone that would say, boy, you're stupid for everything. I don't know, have you seen the video with the dog and the lady putting the rubber band on the dog's ears? It cracks me up, man. Look for it on TikTok. Nice. 24 minutes on to 7, reminding you that at 6:45 we've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. And you know GBN? Well, you know we're international. Yeah, we're everybody's radio and TV station. And I've got some viewers and listeners all the way out there in Toronto this morning. I want to say a very special good morning to my good friends, Mr. Michael and Mrs. Vernice Isaac. They're all the way in Brampton in Canada. Yeah, Brampton is just on the outskirts of Toronto. As a lady that I know well, she would say Toronto. Good morning, pappies. Good morning. And they're waving back for me, right? Good, nice. Good morning. Okay, now let's look at the riddle for the day. Tomorrow is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Yesterday was not Friday or Saturday. Today is not Thursday, nor Monday, nor Sunday. What day is today? Tell me. I'm going to ask it again. And you know the number that you've got to call to give me your response. Listen to the riddle again. Tomorrow is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Yesterday was not Friday or Saturday. Today is not Thursday, nor Monday, nor Sunday. What day is today? 435-2041. Tell me if you've got the answer. I want to hear from you. I want to say a very special good morning to a very dear lady to me, Miss Winifred Auntie Hancock, out there in Castine, Birch Grove in St. Andrew. Good morning, Auntie. How you do? I promise I'll pass and look for you one of these days. It's been too long, yeah. So give me a ring on the ting-a-ling. 435-2041. Let me hear if you've got it correct this morning. Good morning, Mr. Jude Bernard. He said, yes, it has to be. It has to be tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Yesterday was not Friday or Saturday. Today is not Thursday, nor Monday, nor Sunday. What day is today? Let's go to the phone line and say good morning. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Wow, I'm barely hearing you. Can you put the phone closer to your mouth?
Good.
All right, and where are you calling me from, youngster?
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews is the biggest parish. St. Andrew is the biggest parish. So which part of St. Andrew?
Bylands.
Bylands. How is Bylands doing this morning? How is Bylands today?
Good.
Good. All right. Do you know a young lady in Bylands named Oslin Gilbert?
No.
You know Kenny Gilbert?
No.
Wow. Well, you're not living in Bylands. You're on. Okay. Tell me. And how are you doing this morning? You're breaking up. I want to engage you, youngster. Okay, let's get to it. You think you have the answer for me?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Okay. Well, yeah, today is Wednesday, but unfortunately, Wednesday is not the answer, okay? So have yourself a great day at school now, okay? All right. Good. 435-2041. It's 21 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Tomorrow is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Yesterday was not Friday or Saturday. Today is not Thursday, nor Monday, nor Sunday. What is today? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And where are you calling me from?
Tempe, St. George's.
How is Tempe this morning?
It's raining at the moment.
Raining?
Yeah.
Well, if it's raining, please do not go outside with your umbrella. Your umbrella will get wet.
I think that's the purpose of it.
Oh, that's the purpose. Oh, my goodness. Well, I had it all wrong. I never want my umbrella to get wet. You think you have the answer for me?
Yes, I think the answer is Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, maybe what you can do is try back on Tuesday and see if you get the right answer right, okay?
Okay.
Because you're not right. Good,
All
thanks.
right.
20 minutes on to 7. Gotcha this morning. Yeah, 435-2041. Tomorrow is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Yesterday was not Friday or Saturday. Today is not Thursday, nor Monday, nor Sunday. Then what is today? I like this one. Good. Good morning. Hello. Hi, good morning. Okay, well, no sticking. We can't stick this morning. We want to hear the answer. 19 minutes on to 7. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I am blessed. How are you?
Wonderful. Good to be alive this morning.
And where are you calling me from?
Point Salins.
Point Salins.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. You overlooking the airport and thing?
Kind of.
All right, good. So you think you have the answer for me?
I think so.
Tell me.
Today is today.
Nah, man. Nah. Tomorrow is neither Wednesday nor Thursday. Yesterday was not Friday or Saturday. Today is not Thursday, nor Monday, nor Sunday. Then what is today? It's not today. It's not today. Nice. Let me see. back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Good, thank you. And you?
I am blessed and highly favored. And where are you calling from?
Laborie in St.
How
Paul.
is Laborie this morning?
Very good, thanks.
Very good, very good. Any signs of green peas yet?
Not yet.
All right, well, I placed my order now, right?
Okay.
Lovely, lovely. You think you have the answer for me?
Yes.
Tell me.
Today is Friday.
Today is Friday?
Mm-hmm.
You feel like Friday?
Yes.
Wow, your weekend start early, boy.
Yes, that's real early.
You make me talk like a Trinity girl. Well, you are correct. Today, the answer is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yep.
So congratulations on that, all right?
Thank you.
Good. Have
All
a
right.
great
Yes.
day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Yeah, good. Nice. The answer is Friday. Good. So that's it for the riddle. And don't forget, folks, the Hot in the City, that comes up on October the 26th. Yeah, it's happening at the Spiceland Mall, the Esplanade Mall Courtyard in downtown St. George's. It runs from 4 to 7 p.m. Meet and greet all Hot FM DJs. There'll be deals and specials on our partners, bio partners, and giveaways and more. Nice. Okay, this morning, well, I don't have a guest, in-house guest this morning. So what we'll be doing, we'll be going through the buzz, all right? Okay, and what's buzzing this morning? We've got a week of activities that's being observed. The observance of October 19th will witness a reinvigorated thrust for the healing of the nation. The promised week of activities begins on Wednesday and ends on Thanksgiving Day of next week. I like this. I was one that always thought that, the 19th should really be celebrated, and, we have the holiday on the 25th. Well, why not have two holidays? Good. We also see that in the buzz, the 74th anniversary of International Credit Union Day is set for Thursday. That's tomorrow, with activities at the National Stadium car park. And this year, unlike the previous 2 years, the event is an in-person one, okay? Nice. Now, in 2021, 327 cases of sexual abuse were reported to the Royal Grenada Police Force, the folks at the Special Victims Unit. Good morning to you all. All right. Now, fast forward to 2022, and officials continue to battle the dreaded issue of child sexual abuse. A lot of sick people out there. Yeah. What can you get from a child, man? We also heard that the government's establishment of a wage advisory committee is what's creating a buzz this day. Now we want to hear from you. Nice. All right, folks, so that's what's happening. That's what we'll be talking on the flip side of the news. But it's time for us to break from the television. TV folks, you've got the repeat broadcast of last evening's television news, GBN television news. And for us here on Classic, we've got the AM edition of news, sports, and the weather. We'll see you on the flip side of 7.
With your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel, anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International Debit Card. A smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
From Television Center at the Grenada Broadcasting Network, I'm Kenroy Batiste. The observance of October 19 will witness a reinvigorated thrust for the healing of the nation. The promised week of activities begins on Wednesday and ends on Thanksgiving Day of next week. Gerard Joseph has that story.
The NDC administration will be incorporating the remembrance of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and his cabinet colleagues as a week of activities is observed from October 19th to October 25th.
So on 19th of October at 6 a.m. on the fort, we will lift and hoist a white flag not just to represent surrender, but to represent peace, healing for the nation. Remember, the Prime Minister at the time, under the revolutionary conditions, was not buried, even though he was murdered, assassinated, whichever term best fits.
Minister of State with responsibility for youth, sports and culture, Ron Redhead, says this is seen as a very important step towards national unity.
We have to make a deliberate attempt to put peace and to say that on one hand, we need to honor and acknowledge what was and show some level of remembrance. And on the other hand, also shed the baggage of the past. These things will hold us back. And in true spirit of the revolution, forward ever, backward never, we need to now, as a society, show maturity, not just for tolerance for groups or things like that, but tolerance for what was of our past. Embrace certainly lessons, but also share those elements that help to keep us back and stifle our development.
The Culture Minister notes that it is not about who was right or wrong, nor which side one was on, but about healing the nation.
25th, we are going to have the Thanksgiving celebration, which in principle, historically, has marked the end of the violence which occurred during that period. However, going forward, we are going to support and promote as government a week-long of activities which will include education at the schools of the Grenada Revolution and its demise, what happened, etc., etc. Remember the fallen, as I mentioned, because they did not receive burials. Many families still have to walk with that trauma.
Minister Redhead adds that the week of activities will take into account the total situation.
We have been given commitment from the Grenada Peace Corps to construct a peace monument. And we saw it fit to get that monument constructed sometime in 2023 or beyond for the purpose of the Grenada Revolution, incorporating all the sides in this instance: President Ronald Reagan, President Fidel Castro, and of course our revolutionary leader, Comrade Morris Bishop. So a symbol of this coming together is to say that the old vestiges of the past, we are going to let this go. This new administration is going to take a different look at our history with the Grenada Revolution to ensure that it is placed on a path of healing for the nation so that we can continue to move forward.
The minister promises that his government will investigate what the facts are as it relates to the missing bodies and whatever information can be offered to the nation and the families who lost loved ones. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
In 2021, 327 cases of sexual abuse were reported to the Royal Grenada Police Force. Fast forward to 2022, and officials continue to battle the dreaded issue of child sexual abuse. The call has been sounded for people to change their attitudes toward sexual abuse.
Officer in charge of the Eastern Division of the Royal Grenada Police Force, ASP Gillian Thomas, is concerned about the number of reported sexual offences in his jurisdiction. He is calling on all to join the police in the fight against this form of abuse. ASP Thomas was addressing scores of students, teachers and parents in Grenville to start a Child Month march through the streets of Grenville as part of Child Month activities.
Sexual violence is a scourge in our beautiful land. It makes women, girls and boys unsafe in their homes and communities. It places an unfair burden on them who must always protect themselves. Sexual assault is against the law and must be reported even if it involves a family member doing it. It is wrong and should not be accepted. Mothers, fathers, and guardians are living in fear, always planning how to protect their daughters and sons, even by family members and friends. This ever-present threat of sexual violence should be a concern for all. As a police officer and the officer second in charge of the division, we have a responsibility to protect children and the entire population from all forms of abuse, including child sexual abuse. We are here to serve and protect.
Detective Samika Fari, attached to the Special Victims Unit, says that the establishment of the unit brought light to the scourge of child sexual abuse.
Did you know that worldwide statistics reveal that 1 in every 5 girls and 1 out of every 25 boys are victims of sexual violence? Recent statistics reveal that in the year 2021, approximately 327 cases of sexual abuse were reported to the Royal Grenada Police Force, 3 of which were reported by males and 119 were reported by females. The age range affected were ages 2 to 18. It is against this backdrop that the Special Victims Unit is committed to work assiduously to reduce incidents of sexual violence within our Tri-Island states.
Juvenile Administrator at the Ministry of Education, Pearson Stroud, said the focus has to be stopping sexual abuse against children and changing the way we think when it comes to the issue of sexual abuse. October is celebrated in Grenada as the month of the child. On Friday, students from schools across the island participated in matches for the rights of the child and against child abuse, adorned in their Child Month t-shirts. With child abuse remaining a grave concern in Grenada, the Child Month Committee decided that the theme for Child Month 2022 will remain Children's Care and Education Matter. Let children grow, glow, and flourish. The Child Month March was organized of the Criminal Investigations Department in collaboration with the Ministry of Social Development. It was their effort of sensitizing the public on the varying forms of abuse and the need for people to speak up and speak out on the issue of child sexual abuse. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Well, in the next story, a young Grenadian used her past to build her future and is already on her way to giving back to a place of birth. She aims to better the education system in Grenada. More in this Rena Pet Thomas report.
Alicia Basadel is a Grenadian living in the United States who is using her experiences as a young girl growing up in Grenada to fuel her capacity to develop her leadership capability. Holding a PhD in organizational leadership from Northwest University, Dr. Basadel is the development director of GK Folk Foundation, a non-profit organization providing mental health, education, and entrepreneurship resources to African immigrants and refugees in the diaspora, while enlightening people about Africa's rich and diverse culture. She is a member of the International Leadership Association and had the opportunity to sit on the ILA's 24th Global Conference with the world's largest gathering of leaders and leadership professionals.
With the nonprofit that I am with here in Utah, we provide a number of services for youth as well as the entire family of the Black community. So we provide services for youth, their families as well. This has been a great opportunity to kind of shed light on the unique barriers that members of the Black community, particularly youth and women from under-resourced communities, the challenges that they encounter. And I provided some insights as to what are the opportunities that we can leverage to support these groups.
The young leader says she is now on the way to sharing her expertise with Grenadians in need, as she is part of an organization called Education Collective Grenada, an initiative spearheaded by Dr. Carolyn Henry Parker of the St. George's University. Dr. Balsadel says the aim of the project is to develop and maintain sustainable initiatives that benefits education in Grenada.
We're in the process of formulating a Grenada Education Collective, where there are a number of scholars, whether in Grenada or here in the United States. We are joining forces to help to improve the education systems or initiatives in Grenada. I am currently working on establishing my own nonprofit organization, which will be focusing on providing services in Grenada. Currently, I am also working on an initiative, an educational initiative, and more information will be out soon, but I anticipate providing some school supplies and so forth for youth in Grenada.
Passionate about self-development and empowering youth, Dr. Basadel says her aim is to one day be elected Grenada's Minister for Youth and Youth Development. She had this to say to young people in poor and vulnerable families.
So if you are like growing up very hard, your family may not have enough money to provide you with the best clothes or school supplies or anything like that, let those hardships fuel your drive to become better in the future. Let that be the stepping stone, the fire that ignites your passion to achieve your goals. I mean, embellishing the rough edges of your past, because it is what it is. We can't really change what has happened, but we can change where we're going.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell left Grenada on Tuesday to attend the 72nd meeting of the OECS Authority in Little Bay, Montserrat. As we can tell you, the meeting is scheduled from October 19 to 20 and will be held under the chairmanship of Premier of Montserrat, Joseph Farrell. Prime Minister Mitchell will return on October 21. Minister for Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation Dennis Cornwall has been appointed acting Prime Minister in the absence of Prime Minister Mitchell. Rebecca Television Center, the education and skills crises intensified by the COVID-19 pandemic were at the forefront of the October 12, 2022 World Bank flagship annual meeting. Featured speakers represented government, civil society and multilateral organizations, as well as the private sector. Rena Pett Thomas tells us more.
According to a report by the World Bank, 70% of 10-year-olds in low and middle-income countries are unable to understand a simple written text, while over 1 billion young people have had their education and training opportunities interrupted. Long pandemic-related school closures and the learning losses suffered by children have been overwhelming. The damage to the productivity of current and future generations could be lasting and without action. This generation of students now risk losing US $21 trillion in potential lifetime earnings in present value, equal to a reduction of 10% in lifetime earnings for each year of schooling loss. World Bank President David Malpass says that leaders have an economic and moral imperative to improve education system around the world.
We're here today because this truly is a crisis, a learning crisis. So we want to talk about both the crisis and the solutions. One thing, as I think about it, the costs are gigantic: economic, health, and moral imperative to improve the education systems around the world. The COVID has struck a hard blow, and what we are trying to do is set the principles for getting people back in school, having them funded, create foundational learning experiences that actually can carry the children forward into the future.
Minister of Finance and Development Planning in Libra, Samuel D. Tawia Jr., says that human capital is a serious challenge, not just educationally but economically. He spoke of how his country is affected and how organizations like UNICEF and the World Bank have helped thus far.
Especially in the last 2 years, we've increased domestic resource by about 125 million. That's huge. Before that, we didn't have this 125 million. In the short term, it's challenging because we have to pay for elections next year. We have to do some infrastructure, but I can see how in the medium term, we have $100 million to reallocate in the post-COVID, post-Ukraine context to critical investment in education. For example, working with partners like UNICEF, the Global Partnership for Education, and the World Bank, the country now has a new plan, which is looking at spending $967 million to transform education in Liberia.
The president and CEO of a Teach Your World Foundation outlined one of the projects that were launched by his organization to tackle educational crisis.
Actually, a model called the Digital Micro School, where we'll go into an area that has a lot of out-of-school children, potentially a slum, could be a refugee camp, could be a remote Himalayan outpost. and basically get a room, get 25 tablets, and we end up basically teaching them in a digital mode. The results of this have been just absolutely outstanding.
Catherine Russell, Executive Director of UNICEF, says the key to transforming education is political commitment.
Then we have to assess where they are. And if you think about it, you were 10 years old when COVID hit. You're out of school for 1 year, maybe 2 years. You come back. What grade do you go in? What do they do with you? You're older. Are you fitting into the right group? And because that can be a real issue for children, because they can just give up. Having the commitment of the communities, and then we can keep them there, because once they get the fundamental learning, then they can do everything else. And
the 4 panelists were speaking at the annual general meeting of the World Bank on October 12th. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
World Food Day activities kicked off in Carriacou this week, organized by the Division of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries on the Sister Isle. Many local products were on display and sale as officials highlighted food challenges. Rena Pett Thomas has another report.
Has been affected greatly in 2022 with an ongoing pandemic, conflict, rising prices, and international tensions. As the world tries to find solutions to these issues, many are unable to cope with how this is affecting the economy and vulnerable people. As the world celebrates World Food Day on the 16th of October, farmers, processors, and local producers displayed and sold their products as part of activities celebrating World Food Day on the Sister Isle. In addressing residents, Senior Agricultural Officer Benson Patris spoke of the high cost of living and challenges faced in Grenada's food security.
It comes at a time when the world is threatened with the reality of nuclear war, global conflicts, and rumors of wars. It comes at a time when food prices are skyrocketing, exorbitantly. And if you look over the past 3 or 4 months, and you can check it for yourself, food prices have risen by over 30% in some places. Coupled with that, the food chain and the supply chains that takes food to us, particular foods that are produced in Ukraine and other warring nations, is affected seriously. And so we have serious food shortage in a time in which we are preaching food security.
Patrice says once we grow our own food, we will not be greatly affected by these issues, as our country and family is food secure.
How can we feed ourselves? How can we feed our nation with safe foods to ensure that our bodies are nourished well? Of course, we have to go back to the soil. And so we need to look to the earth, look to the soil, produce our own, just as in the days of the revolution. The slogan was, grow what you eat and eat what you grow. We should start changing our approach, changing our mind, changing our taste for imported foods. We can do our own processing here in Carriacou.
The agricultural officials spoke of the plans that are in place to improve agriculture in Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
We have a labor support program also, in which a number of farmers, about 12 or so, are presently benefiting from. We have the food security program, which farmers are benefiting from. We have other programs through UNDP, whereby we are able to purchase black tanks and BRC wire to use as fencing, so farmers can protect themselves. They can harvest their own rainwater and help with agricultural development.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The story: when World Mental Health Day was observed last Friday, art was included to positively impact the mental health of leaders and workers of government within the ministerial complex. Part of the entrance to the ministerial complex was sectioned off as Nation Jeremiah Arts co-hosted a painting event on mental health. General Manager of Nation Jeremiah Arts is Princess Jeremiah.
So the NJA team, we are elated to have been given an opportunity to positively impact the mental health of our leaders and the staff here at the ministerial complex today. Along with the psychosocial unit here at the ministry, we have been able to come together and put on a wonderful therapeutic painting session here for staff and other members and individuals who are just visiting. So again, this is what we're doing. We are doing a painting about mental health and how they're feeling today inside.
She explained the process of expressing one's mental health through painting.
So we have some canvases here, and in the back of the canvas is step-by-step instructions as to what they're expected to accomplish. At the top, we have the different colors, and each colors represents something, some feeling, some different attributes that they're feeling within. So we have things like green, which represents nature, which represents creativity. We have yellow, which represents joy, which represents happiness. And so the different colors that individuals have chosen today really gives us an insight as to how they're feeling at this point in time.
Like it, government's establishment of a wage advisory committee is what's creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users. As part of fulfilling another of its campaign promises, the National Democratic Congress government has established a minimum wage board to review wages in Grenada and pave the way forward in addressing issues that hinder the improvement in the standard of living in Grenada. Economist Colin Gilchrist will chair government's wage advisory committee in an attempt to address the issue of minimum wage. The other members of the committee are members of the labor movement Justin Campbell, Celie Brown, Brian Grimes, Trevor Xavier, George Mason, Cicely Gabriel, Anne-Marie Montrose, Janine Vieweg, and social media users took to the comment section to share their thoughts about this situation. The following views are members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Ian said, yes, this is one issue government needs to address urgently, the exploitation of workers in Grenada by foreign investors and also foreign companies. It's about time. Cadella said, this issue is long overdue. I applaud this initiative and trust all stakeholders are included to ensure the nation's people are adequately compensated for the jobs they do. Melvon said, what about exploiting our people within the private sector by investors? Bev answered, the minimum wage is set for both private and public sectors. Yulene said, and those construction companies who not paying NIS for workers' salaries, low bills and groceries sky high, and still not paying NIS for workers. Look into this one. This person added, all exploitation of local tradesmen and women must be brought to a stop. Grenada for Grenadians. That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
MegaFest 2022 Gospel Explosion is finally here. Join the youth of the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists under the green and white tent at Progress Park in St. Andrews from Sunday, October 9th to the 29th at 7 p.m. and continuing nightly for an electrifying evangelistic experience like no other. Come hear the ever-exhilarating Pastor Oliver Scott shatter the kingdom of darkness with thundering messages from the Word of God. If you ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need Him now. Come find hope in the midst of your pain. See you there.
You've asked for it, and now it's here. The NLA announces its new mid-morning draw, commencing September 30th at 9:45 a.m. Yes, you heard right. Draws for Pick 3, Cash 4, and Playway will now be conducted 3 times daily at 9:45.
All right, good morning to you once again, Grenada, Carrick, Kupiti, Matnik, the rest of the world. It's 11 minutes after 7 o'clock. And as I hinted to you earlier this morning, one of the stories that we will be looking at is today is October 19th. and it is indeed a historic day. As you hear my good friend Patrick Delves in the background with that new song, that new track that he put out pertaining to the events of October 1983. Yeah, indeed a great song again from Patrick. So as my the TV gentleman, my TV producer, he will be playing a news clip. But in the interim, I want you to gather your thoughts and share with us. There is the talk that there is the observance of October 19 will witness a reinvigorated thrust for the healing of the nation. The promised week of activities begins on Wednesday, that's today, and ends on Thanksgiving Day, that's on the 25th. I always said, and that's my personal opinion, all right? So there's a disclaimer to this. I always said that if a holiday had to be given, in my opinion, it should have been on the 19th. Yeah, that's when we lost our lives. We lost our locals. We lost our. That's when the Prime Minister and members of his cabinet were assassinated on the 4th. Okay, yes, we were thankful. That, and like I said, that is just my opinion. That's personal. Yes, we were thankful. Some people are not, but I can remember the events of October 19th, 1983. As a matter of fact, at that time I just entered MacDonald College, and the trucks and the buses came to the schoolyard. Those of you who know MacDonald College well, they were parked under that big tree in the yard, in the schoolyard, and they were soliciting students to go on down to St. George. Or to St. George's, to free Morris. And, little me at the time, I know my grandmother, she am making joke, I can't go in that. So I found myself on Alan Parker's bus and came home, and only to be greeted with that news the night of, the events that transpired on that day. So, folks, while we, get that clip, all right, as you're seeing there now, right, I would like you to call in and share your experiences. We'll do that for a couple of minutes. Then there's another very topical issue that I would like us to touch on. That's child sexual abuse. So yeah, definitely we would want to touch on that. So give me a call, 435-2041. That's the number you call, and we take it from there. I want to hear you share your experiences, and the idea of having this week of celebration. What's your take on this? I want to hear from you. I really want to hear from you on that. So let's go to the telephone line. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Gordon.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
Okay, tell me. October 19th. That week.
Well, listen, before I go there, right? Something that really, really burned me a lot, is that we have holiday for October 19th, right? 25th, and there is no reminder for March 13th, Mr. Gordon. Right, I'm not trying to really, be too different this one or too sort of thing.
So in essence, you're saying there would not have been a October 19th or 25th without March 13th.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Hold on. I don't really finish it. The thing about it is, Mr. Gordon, this is our history. Whether we like it, whether we are against it. So 20 years down, 40 years down, 6 years down, when we did and gone, right? And our children ask. What about March 13th, right? What is the answer that we shall give them?
I get your drift. Okay, so here what I can promise. If the good Lord permits life, health, and strength, on the 13th of March next year, we are going to have a similar program, and then you can be very voicey for us, okay?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but we must not be so hypocritical as big people. We must not do this thing, because this is our history. Whether we like it, whether we are against it, this is our history, and we cannot erase it.
I am saying I agree with you. I am saying that I agree with you. More emphasis should be placed on March 13th as well. But however, today is October 19th, so we're talking October 19th, all right?
No problem, thanks.
Good, thanks. Have a good one. I get it.
No one is to leave their house anyone violating this law will be shot on sight.
I want you to share your experiences with me or with the world. There are lots of folks who have first-hand experience. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Innocent. How are you doing this morning?
I am alive, well, thankful.
Yes, well, I'm very much in support of this week to mark the period. This morning when my son was leaving, I reminded him, because he was not here around here yet, said that today is October 19th, 39 years ago today, when the then Prime Minister was killed along with cabinet members. And I think this is a very good gesture. I think, like the caller before said, let's keep our history. Probably we don't have it written, but we need to talk about it when the time comes. Have a good day, Innocent.
You too, have a good one yourself, man. Yeah, I think I subscribe to that. All right, we have, as a matter of fact, we've got a TV clip on now. All right, so let's see it.
This administration will be incorporating the remembrance of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and his cabinet colleagues as a week of activities is observed from October 19th to October 25th.
So on 19th of October at 6 a.m. on the 4th, we will lift and hoist a white flag. Not just to represent surrender, but to represent peace, healing for the nation. Remember, the Prime Minister at the time, under the revolutionary conditions, was not buried, even though he was murdered, assassinated, whichever term best fits.
Minister of State with responsibility for youth, sports and culture, Ron Redhead, says this is seen as a very important step towards national unity.
I think we have to make a deliberate attempt to put peace and to say that on one hand, we need to honor and acknowledge what was and show some level of remembrance. And on the other hand, also shed the baggage of the past. These things will hold us back. And in true spirit of the revolution, forward ever, backward never, we need to now, as a society, show maturity, not just for tolerance for groups or things like that, but tolerance for what was of our past. Embrace certainly lessons, but also share those elements that help to keep us back and stifle our development.
The Culture Minister notes that it is not about who was right or wrong, nor which side one was on, but about healing the nation.
25th. We are going to have the Thanksgiving celebration, which in principle, historically, has marked the end of the violence which occurred during that period. However, going forward, we are going to support and promote as government a week-long of activities, which will include education at the schools of the Grenada Revolution and its demise, what happened, etc., etc. Remember the fallen, as I mentioned, because they did not receive burials. Many families still have to walk with that trauma.
Minister Redhead adds that the week of activities will take into account the total situation.
We have been given commitment from the Grenada Peace Corps to construct a peace monument, and we saw it fit to get that monument constructed sometime in 2023 or beyond for the purpose of the Grenada Revolution, incorporating all the sides in this instance: President Ronald Reagan, President Fidel Castro, and of course our revolutionary leader, Comrade Maurice Bishop. So a symbol of this coming together is to say that the old vestiges of the past, we are going to let this go. This new administration is going to take a different look at our history with the Grenada Revolution to ensure that it is placed on a path of healing for the nation so that we can continue to move forward.
The minister promises that his government will investigate what the facts are as it relates to the missing bodies, and whatever information can be offered to the nation and the families who lost loved ones. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Yeah, you heard it. I sort of like that initiative, and like I said, I always believe that, October 19th should really be celebrated Should I say it like the former president of the United States, Donald Trump? Bigly. Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Could you turn down the volume, please?
Hold on. Yes, sir.
Oh, good, thanks.
Yeah. I've been listening to you in the beginning of your program.
Uh-huh.
And what you said, you're absolutely right. Because history will always remain history. And the 19th is one of our biggest history in Grenada. And I think that day ought to be a holiday, not the 25th.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. And, wow, I won with this.
This morning, I woke up.
It's 435-2041. Let me hear how you recall the events of October 19th, 1983, and the new thrust by the new administration to sort of change around the celebrations. Okay, a week-long celebration, events, and let me hear your take on this. I really would love to hear from you. 435-2041, that's the number to call. I know there are some, very, very much well-versed people out there with the events, and, just let us hear your thoughts this morning. It is a historic day. Good morning.
Good morning to you, my darling sweetheart.
Good morning, Miss Jacob. How are you doing? Okay, that's fine. Let's hear your take on the situation.
Well, lad, boy, I don't like when October 19th, I don't like it at all.
Okay.
I had a good friend, they called Mr. Roberts, down in the end of the road by me there. You see the old house that day, when you come down in the bus stop from by Miss Grant.
Uh-huh.
That house in the bush there, they call her Miss Roberts, me and that lady. When you hear anyway, how they call him, they used to call me, Ah, boy.
Okay, so tell me, the fact that the new administration is now embarking on a full week-long celebration to mark the events of October 19th, what do you think about that?
October 19th.
They're planning a week of activities.
We should have a thing from the 13th, the 19th, and then the 25th.
Okay.
You see, but the 19th is, and the 25th is more important. What I find.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, Ms. Jacob thinks that the 25th is more significant. 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning to the world. 1 week of activities to mark the events of October 19th. And as a previous caller stated, I do agree with him that hadn't there been a March 13th, there wouldn't have been an October 19th. Good morning. Hi, good morning. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller there. Okay, no problem. 435-2041.
All dressed in uniform. This morning I woke up in a...
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for facilitating me in your program.
You're welcome.
I don't want no reconciliation for Bonnet Code and the others for killing of my brother Vincent Well. The revolution lasted 4 years, 7 months, and 6 days today.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 years, the date, from the time 1979 to 1983.
Okay.
What I need is benefits for my nieces and my nephews. They didn't see, Vincent Well didn't see his children grow. And if you want facts on the revolution, come to Point Field, that where I live.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, caller.
Yeah.
All right, good. A lot of passion there. Yeah, I can hear it in his voice. 26 after 7. October 19th. Wow.
How many rivers do we have to cross?
Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I am blessed. How are you?
I'm okay. I want to make my little contribution, but the thing about it, I wasn't around at that period.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I left Grenada 1 year before the revolution.
Okay.
I returned 3 months after the invasion.
Okay, but in essence, right, we are not looking for you to detail all the events.
No.
What we're looking at is basically the plan by the new administration to have a 1 week long celebration. What do you think?
The plan, I thought you was looking for what contribution you could give, because I just giving you my background and what I feel, come to what I feel.
Okay, well, please do.
So as I tell you, I left 1 year and then before the revolution and returned 3 months after the invasion. I had no real part of the revolution, but wherever all Grenadians were abroad, we were feeling it. Because where I was sleeping at a tape recorder, radio, and I lie down on the left. It's on my right side, and it's playing. I listen every news, everything. When I wake up in the morning, sometimes the radio is still on.
Okay.
Right. So what I figure is, this thing should happen like, okay, the revolution start March 13. There are so many people that train, and right now in this time have a lot of equipments and trucks and things. So maybe what all the revolutionary people should come together and do, like, if it's from March 13, come right up, you do a big cleanup campaign all over Grenada every March 13. So by that, the place will start getting clean. So you have different events coming down, and National Day of Prayer, and all different events coming right down to the 25th. But the 1 day holiday supposed to be contributing for everything, because it's the 25th, that is the real time when it's scrapped. So it started with the revolution start 13 with different things and end with that. So we end with the prayer, but we start with different activities going along, reading. What if it's the other some of the soldiers that are alive come out in the uniform and thing and make a little march, do a certain thing, or everybody wear some green cap or something, because I saw some people doing some little stuff.
All right. So in your opinion, right, do you think that the day that should be celebrated, should it be the 19th or the 25th?
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be the 19th, because it's not a day to really celebrate, because that is a day where it's a trouble thing. So it's supposed to be praying and some other events, passing out, handing things to the the revolutionary leaders the revolutionary people who are surviving and they need help. Suppose you maybe supposed to be handing out packages to them, or envelopes who have to get little compensation, give them something. But the last day is when everything over, so then is when you
have the celebration. So you're in agreement with the celebrations on the 25th, right?
Yeah. They could keep it there, but for some, and that is my take.
Okay.
But I know you have other people who have other things.
All right.
But,
Thank you very much.
Just like Carnival. Carnival start up with planning a calypso singing, mask clothes making, this killing me. But at the ending of Carnival is the Monday and Tuesday when you celebrate the whole activity.
All right. Thank you, caller.
You're welcome.
Have a good one. Good. All right, folks, it's 30 minutes after 7 o'clock. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages.
You've asked for it, and now it's here. The NLA announces its new mid-morning draw, commencing September 30th at 9:45 a.m. Yes, you heard right. Draws for Pick 3, Cash 4, and Playway will now be conducted 3 times daily at 9:45 a.m., 12:45 p.m., and 7:45 p.m., Monday to Friday. The Saturday draws remains twice daily. And that's not all. Simply place your non-winning Cash 4, Pick 3, and Playway tickets valued at least $10 from a single purchase in the NLA branded box at your favorite sales location. 4 chances to win 10 prizes of $1,000 each. Whoa! $10,000 is up for winnings. Compliments the NLA. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before submitting. Promotion runs from September 30th to October 28th and would be drawn on Friday, November 4th, 2022. NLA, making your dreams a reality while supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
It's Soca Parang Indie Basket, the Spice Basket. Saturday, 5th November, featuring from Trinidad, Grunta, Baron, Marcia Miranda.
Darling, look, it's Christmas, a special time of year.
From Grenada, Caracou String Band, Hassan Leke and Steve Theodore. Get your early bird ticket for $60 after you pay $80 and more at the door. And are available at Chucky's Bar, Brendan on the Terminal, Grenada Optical in St. George's, Gittins Pharmacy Granville, Gittins Healthcare Grand Anse, Shi's Bar St. Mark's, Nick and Bites Quav, St. David's Pharmacy, Calico Shopping Center, Main Street, Sotiers. It's another Chucky's promotion.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online. WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Solar lights are back in stock and will be available for purchase at Southern Electrical. Here is a list of the solar lights that we offer. 200 to 300 watt intelligent floodlights with camera, 300 to 500 watt solar street lights, 60, 100, 200 and 500 RGB solar floodlights, 100, 200, 300, 500 and 800 solar floodlights, solar garden lights, 25, 40, 60, 100 and 200 watt solar floodlights, 3 3, 7, and 10 watt solar wall lights, motion sensor garden lights, motion sensor floodlights, 30, 60, and 90 watt solar street lights with accessories, 5 watt solar wall lamps, 40 and 60 solar street lights, and 100 and 300 solar floodlights with battery power display. Now available at Southern Electrical, Dusty Highway, St. George. Visit our showroom today.
Okay, welcome back, viewers and listeners, to this segment of Good Morning Grenada. And before we get back into the conversation, we still, as a matter of fact, because of, the significance of today, I think we are going to stick around with that topic for most of the time left. All right, but before we do that, I want to say a very special happy birthday to you, Akira Julian. You're from Moncton in St. Andrew, and you're attached to the Paraclete Government School. Well, the entire staff, management and staff, especially teacher Claudia and family, they want to wish you a very, very happy birthday to you today, Akira. I hope that you live to see many and many more birthdays to come. Also to you, Shirley Ann Harford, out there in the Jumbie in Tempe. All right, it's your birthday today. You've got birthday greetings coming from your friends at the Care Bear Daycare Preschool. The daycare, not daycare preschool, the daycare center, Care Bears. So, Shirley Ann Harford, happy birthday to you. I want to say good morning also to my good friend, Mr. Gabriel Scorpio. How are you doing, Papi? I hope all is okay with you and that you're enjoying your days, all right? Your retirement. Okay, folks, back to the conversation. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to, just keep it around that conversation because it's, it's relevant and, we can't touch. And we go back to the telephone line. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Nice to be on the program. Yeah, I think this thing is long overdue. This is something that should have been done a lot of years ago.
What exactly?
The putting together a celebration of
the events of October
19th. October 19th.
Yeah, because what they're actually having, right? What they're having is a week-long celebration, which starts today and culminates on the 25th, right? So it's a week-long celebration.
Yeah. I think that was long overdue. This is something because this is our history. And I was around at the time going and coming from Grenada, but I wasn't in the United Kingdom when all the destruction of Maurice Bishop and it took place. And I can tell you honestly, I felt it a lot. And at the end of the day, what we need to do as well, this is something I think we should have some sort of curriculum or some sort of teaching in schools of the generation today, so something like this will not happen again in the history of Grenada.
Did you hear the early part of my program this morning?
No, I did not.
Yeah, because I said, I'm a past teacher, right? And I believe that our recent history should be part of our curriculum, Children know a lot about Christopher Columbus and Morgan, all those guys and them, but not very many are abreast with our recent history, You ask them about Jennifer Hosted and some of them might not know who that is,
Precisely. Yeah. So I believe you can go back to the days from Gary, Matthew Gary. There should be history and you put it together as a package up to today.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And I believe at the end of the day too, we look back at what caused the destruction of the revolution, part and parcel. And I have no apologies for saying it. The Americans played a great part in that, because I was in the United Kingdom when Mr. Ronald Reagan said that they're going to have to get there because they're building a military base in Grenada, and they have to go into Grenada.
Okay, but you know that in itself is a totally different conversation, eh?
Yeah, I know it's a different, but all that is part of our history, what caused the demise of the revolution, and the important parts of the revolution, I believe, should be implemented, because we were very productive and progressive.
All right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Things that went on, and if you look at Grenada history, I could be wrong, but I believe that was one of the most productive time Grenada had in the development of Grenada.
You're not wrong at all.
Because if you look at a lot of our doctors and lawyers now, they were part of the revolution that went to Cuba and studied.
Yeah.
And now they are the doctors and lawyers who is running Grenada today.
Right, good.
So we have a lot of positives that we must not keep away from the generation. But we must try not to let a repeat of what happened in the manner in which it happened.
Okay.
So thank you very much. I believe at the end of the day, it is a good program altogether.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a good one.
Okay.
Good.
People's Revolutionary Armed Forces have
19 minutes on to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock workers, you should be close to work. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am good, thanks. And you?
I am alive and thankful.
A lot to be grateful for.
Yes.
Yes, I think it's a very good initiative that is undertaken by the new administration. But I think there are a lot of things that we need to bring closure to and get additional information in terms of exactly what's happened.
Okay.
Because as it is today, as you said, the school children and we as older people, we still not aware of exactly what took place and have all these people losing their lives.
Okay.
And I think it's a time when we need to bring closure. So it is a step in the right direction. But there are a lot of things that we need to get information on and to bring closure to this whole era.
And the thing about it, there are folks out there with the wealth of knowledge as to exactly what transpired.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But for some reason, persons are not forthcoming. I don't know what they are afraid of. But I think it's important because it's part of our history. And so we need to have all of these information documented. And at the same time, let the people know exactly what took place and what happened so that we can bring closure to it. And then we can have all sorts of celebration and so forth going forward.
Okay. Thank you, caller.
You're most welcome.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
People's Revolutionary Armed Forces have as of 3 p.m. today.
It's 18 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
So.
All right, talk to me. I am blessed.
Now, I have mixed feeling about revolution. As you are aware, revolution means great change or changes. And if this is the case, in changes, some of us would like what happened, some of us wouldn't like what happened. So I have mixed feeling of the changes that occur.
Okay.
Maybe if it had never occurred, maybe we could have been in a better position now. I don't know. It depends on what you think is good and evil. Now, as far as I'm concerned, people look at things when they benefit from it. Some of the revolutionists are glad, some are sorry. Because some maybe died, not those who are sorry, their family died, and they have a right to be sorry. Maybe it was a wrong thing, because a lot of us wept a lot for those who have died. A lot of us glad for those who have died. I am not glad, but what I am saying, I extend my knowledge to see what we are made of. Some made of things that would think of the benefit of all of us. Some made of things that would think about, oh, I'm living well. Okay. I get an opportunity to achieve. Bear this in mind. I hope you will get me wrong or others will get me wrong.
I won't.
What we have here now is a branch of the revolution. So some may say it's good now, some may say it's bad now. That's my take on everything. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, caller. Good. It's 16 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock. Back to the telephone line. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Is this the calling program?
Yes, welcome to the program.
Yeah, actually, I just want to encourage a lot of the callers who would have called and asked about those individuals who have wealth of knowledge and they're not saying anything, I would like to encourage them to try and find the books that are available, books by Bernard Code and all the other authors, Ewart Lane, and they'll get a concept of exactly what will have transpired during that period. The books are available at Heart and Soul. You can get it on the internet, and they can gather together exactly, get their own concepts as relates to what would have transpired based on all of those knowledge that is being put in the books. I want to encourage a lot of our youths and individuals who figure there's no knowledge out there to try and seek those books. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. I endorse this, caller, in that I think there are literatures out there that can be obtained, and maybe the right thing to do would be to get them, and in that way you can develop your own trend of thoughts. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I keep hearing you use the word celebration, a week of celebration, and I'm not too sure what we celebrating. The word celebration to me is something that I have a lot of difficulty with celebrating in this between the 19th and the 25th. Maybe you could educate me as to what is it you are celebrating during this period from the 19th to the 25th for the whole week.
Okay.
Understand? Not just one day. From the 19th to the 25th, what it is you are celebrating. That is what I want to understand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, caller. All right, I get the drift. There's a celebration is a celebration necessarily only something pleasant, pleasant things. Maybe it's the wrong term, but that's relative. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Gordon, I listening to people talk about the revolution and its demise and blah, blah, blah. We only look at it from a physical and emotional point of view. But regardless of what we want to believe, what we want to accept, what we want to condemn, there was a spiritual side that people do not really maybe know or do not want to admit. Now, I was one of the persons who used to demonstrate as a young, you're just going and you're following the crowd. I didn't really have any motive in mind, just going with the crowd. But then, after the revolution came into power, and they begin to do and say and speak, you get to realize that they wanted to leave God. Bernard Code had said we had to get rid of superstition, and that was getting rid of Christianity because it's superstitious. And I recognized it was a godless situation, and I began to pray. And there were many people who heard it and recognized what it was, and people started to pray. There was a lot of prayer. And I remember the Lord said to me one time, the revolution would not last for 5 years. And I kept that to myself because sometimes, you say things that God said and people, they condemn the same things. So I kept it. When it was about 4 years and a few months, I keep wondering, did I really hear from God? Did I really hear from God? Because look up to now. And gradually things started to break down. You heard about the arrest of Maurice Bishop. You heard all kinds of things starting, and then they had the big demonstration to free him. But just before that time came, I had a vision about a sword. There was a sword in the sky right over the Carenas area, like over the lagoon in the area. There was a sword. And a voice said to me, God have a sword for Grenada. And then somebody handed me a small sword. And he said, who have this little sword? The big sword would not touch them. And I lifted up my hand and I said, glory to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost. I didn't know what that sword meant. But that sword that God, it was already pierced. You saw the handle and the tip. You did not see the body of the sword. It was already pierced through. So nothing could have reversed what God was going to do. And what you see happened on the 4th, that was the sword that God drawn to deliver Grenada. Because let me tell you something, I think it was mentioned where somebody said, well, they were planning to build a military base. Yes, that was the truth.
Do you have concrete evidence of that?
Well, I mean, this is what God revealed. I don't know. I don't have no record. And these people don't want to believe what God said. Too bad. And I will tell you another vision I had later on after the revolution when the Grenada began to settle down. I dreamed that I saw people were just falling down. People were just falling and dying. And I wonder, well, what's going on? And then as the Holy Spirit said, look up. And when I looked up in the sky, there was a plane flying, but you wasn't hearing the sound. And it was dropping little things, and it coming down like eggs. And then it reached a certain point, it just explode, and people just falling and die. And I look at my left hand, and I had a bale of brown paper bags. And I started giving it out in the gym, giving it out. I said, breathe in this, breathe in this, breathe in this. And when I look at my hand, there was no more bags. I didn't even have one for myself. So I rushed back in the building, and I get on my knees. And I said, down with Chernobyl and Kiev. Down with Chernobyl and Kiev. I didn't know what that was. I thought Chernobyl and Kiev was people's name, two men. I thought it was some political people, some countries. I didn't know what it was. It's until the meltdown they had in the Ukraine with Chernobyl and Kiev with this disaster. That is when I recognized what this was. Okay. So if God had not done this, Grenada would have been finished. I'm telling you.
All right.
So God has a part to play, and even now, God is still having a part to play in Grenada. So we have to, those of us who could pray, continue to pray. Don't pray one-sided. Let God's will be accomplished, and ask God for peace and deliverance for our nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Thank you. It's 9 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock.
I was a prisoner to could not recognize the faces.
Yeah, my mind goes back to that caller, and giving it some afterthought. Is there really something? Is it something that we should be celebrating, or what should we be doing? Good morning, caller. All right, thank you for granting us that time. 435-2041. We take a final caller before we head to another commercial break. Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Yes,
good morning.
Morning, welcome.
Is that the program?
Yes, it is.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Yes, this is the program. This is Classic.
Okay, yeah, just waiting for a little second to get you there now. Thank you.
Okay, well, you are on the program.
I'm on the program.
Yes, you are.
The Good Morning program with the Morris Bishop program?
Yes, you are, Papi.
And I'm listening to some people talking some things this morning which I find is very not original, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's hear your view.
Okay, well, my point of view, that lady was just talking there and saying about the when they was building the airport, they were saying it was a the Americans said it was a military base. Is that proven? And I want to tell you something now. You see, this revolution, we need to be re-educated, and we need to understand where we're at, because plenty people, the revolution set precedents that plenty people don't even up to now understand. And because of the partisan politics that we're facing in Grenada now, you notice that the whole thing is being confuzzled. But I got to tell you something about me. I was a soldier, and I can tell you straight up that this same ex-prime minister what we had there now was a one-man demonstrator in 1980, demonstrating against the same airport what we built here, and saying it was a base. He was siding with the American. This said ex-prime minister. And what I think is that we need to bring the education of the revolution on the syllabus, our history. Said the president, and some of the people I'm talking, them have to get a fact straight.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Well, you said you rightfully said that you were a soldier, so that means you seem to have in-depth knowledge as to the activities that transpired. So why don't you get a team, because you would know other persons who were integrally involved. So why don't you get a team, put a team together, and come forward and let's have some conversations?
Well, that is very good. I will tell you something about me. Me is one person now who don't like talking about, you see, about the revolution now. I realize that I need to talk, but plenty of people are just there. They're talking after what they hear people say and what America say about the revolution. And the next thing again, nobody else supposed to listen to Bernard Code or read Bernard Code book to get a clear levels of what takes place in the revolution. Neither Ebert Lane, nobody in Grenada cannot get no information from them properly about the process of the revolution.
Okay.
So what I like to do now, in whatever way I could make my contribution, I'll make it. I'm an introvert, but right now I'm speaking loud.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what I say now is like again, Maurice Bishop, we set certain precedent in Grenada that people don't even understand because of the propaganda machine by the Americans.
Okay.
Which people don't understand up to now. People don't understand. Well, yeah, this is not something what just come and go.
Okay.
And so what I like to say, this is my contribution for the morning.
Thank you very much, Colin. I look forward to you coming forward in the future in a timely manner so that we can have some conversations to rearrange people's ignorance as to the facts and events that transpired during that period that some folks like to call the dark history of Grenada.
Yes.
All right?
They call it the dark part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you up and now, the people of Grenada, they don't even understand the precedents that were set by the revolution because of the propaganda machine of the American.
Thank you, caller.
Okay?
Have a great day. Bye-bye. All right, folks, this is where we wrap up this segment. It's interesting. I would love to see, and, you know, that's honestly speaking, I would love to see folks come forward and we have different versions. All right, we have different versions, so let's hear it from as many people as possible who have first-hand knowledge. They have experiences, real life experiences of the things that happened during that period of our history. Let's come forward. We have books out there. I think Bernard Coda has a book out. Ewart Lane has a book out. There are other people who have books out, and we would like to gather as much information so that my children and grandchildren would have a better appreciation for the things that happened in our recent history. Those of you who called and participated, thank you very much. Reminding you that at the top of the hour, that's at 8 o'clock, we've got a news bulletin from the BBC. As a matter of fact, did you know that the BBC is actually celebrating 100 years today? Yeah, look up on it, do some research on it. That great BBC that we're seeing now. Good morning to you, Lou Smith. How are you doing, Papi? Long time no see. Hope all is well. Folks, thank you for being a part of the program. See you on the flip side of 8.